This is D-Day. Finally got my appointment after 2.5, 3 months of waiting. So I am here today, but prior to this visit, I am here to talk about what's been happening. But I have exhibits, and I have a journal. I started a journal where I charted all the symptoms, what I've been experiencing, and the duration. And in addition to the journal, I also been will show her how I've been treating myself. And I also been doing research on hormonal replacement therapy. Has another alternative. They have one that is organic, natural, and then of course one is synthesized. But the thing is, it's based on your age and how long and the type of symptoms. So the thing is, it depends on what you are experiencing. So the thing is, it's help. I don't care where it come from, a pig, a cow, whatever. Just like the insulin is from a pig. It doesn't matter, just help me. So that's what I'm talking about. So not only the nutritional aspect, which I've been diving deep into, I'm talking about also the brain fog. And that's going to be another series because it cuts deep. And I know a lot of us have been affected by it. You can't think. You can't recall things instantly. It's called immediate recall. And as a psychologist, hey, you have to know that the types of information that's going in, going out, and how it affects your executive function in the brain to make decisions by immediate recall. So guess what? It's going to affect you on the job. So those are the things, that is very, very significant to me. So that's why I'm here, and I begged for this appointment and I got it. So stay tuned and we'll talk about how the appointment went. See you then. It's very good. And she was impressed because I was prepared. I was prepared with the list of symptoms. I came in with my journal, when it started, how long it persisted. And this gave her more opportunity to search even further to figure out what's going on and what is the next move. So a part of the visit, it was actually a wellness visit. So from there, we had a basic, GYN, and they go and examine the uterus and so on like that. And it was very painful. It was very painful because, and she explained it, because the fact that as you are in menopause, the uterus thins. It gets very thin. It's not as thick and supple as when you're ready for childbearing. So now the estrogen stopped flowing. So that's why a lot of women have problems with their libido and penetration during sexual intercourse, because it is thinned. So she explained to me why I felt a great deal of discomfort, although it was only for a few minutes, but I never experienced that before. So it made it real. So after I got dressed and I went and we sat down and we talked. So she said she cannot basically go into what type of treatment she prefer until she see my blood panel. And that involves your estrogen level, your vitamin D levels, all the markers that would indicate when you're in menopause. So I explained to her what I'm doing and how I'm reaching the community, and she was really, really ecstatic about it. And agreed that there's much work to be done in terms of helping women during this phase of life. So that's one of the reasons why I started it, and I explained to her how in October I went into total distress. And I don't want that to happen to any of you. And if you're in, I will help you to find a way to reduce these discomfort brought on by menopause. That's why I'm going into this little bit by little bit. That's why the title of this video is called Empowering Her, the Science of Her, because we're wired differently. To treat us with a heart condition versus a male that have almost the same condition, it's a different way. It's a different technique. It's not the same medicine because they are wired differently from her. So now that's why a lot of those doctors has been avoiding really going in depth because they can't relate. Male doctors good at what they do, but they cannot relate to being a woman because they're not a woman. So going back to what she was saying, that we go through these transition phases of our life, but the thing is, it's early detection, like cancer screening and so on like that, is very significant. So she also did a biopsy of the womb to see how the womb is doing, because I still have everything intact. So I also did a blood test. So again, as I mentioned, the blood test is to determine where the markers are. So from this visit, she will contact me and we'll do a follow-up appointment in another 2 weeks for her to go over the results and a plan of action to help with alleviate the symptoms. But in the meanwhile, I explained to her what I'm doing to use certain types of food to help mimic estrogen in the body to help reduce some of these pains and brain fog. And that's another thing that is very deeply important to me because, again, as I mentioned, I'm still struggling with that, but not as significant as before. I still have labored speech, but my pattern is getting better. So to recap everything, it starts with an exam. It starts with you saying, hey, let me get up and do more with yourself, because you're not alone. Even though you might not think those aches and pain, those joint pains, the blurred vision, the ringing in the ears, the shoulder, oh my God, the frozen shoulders. You think it's just, oh, I'm getting older with arthritis. No, all of that, again, as I mentioned, is related to menopause. And that's why the doctors are quick to give you something here. Take this, take gabapentin, which, okay, the freaking one of the quickest thing they want to throw in your mouth. Take gabapentin. Oh, I got pains in here. No, it's related to something. Don't put a Band-Aid on things. You have to get to the source. This is a book that I read. The New Menopause by Dr. Mary Claire Hather. And this is very, very good, along with various readings I've been doing in order to dissect this problem. So on the next videos, we're going to touch brain fog, as I mentioned before, which is very significant. If you're still working, it is very important for you on how to handle that and keep your wits and stay in the competitive state of being in business or working in business. Because guess what? If you can't run with the big dogs, you're left behind. And that's what? Loss of salary, loss of income. And the next part we're going to talk about in the next video, so we're going to talk about hormonal replacement therapy. There's like 4 good ones on the market. And maybe by that time, I would meet with the doctor and we could talk about the plan of action. If she's talking about hormonal replacement therapy, what kind? Sometimes they have something you could just test and just for a short period of time. It's like the first one you would introduce to the body, because sometimes the body will reject anything new coming in. So again, if you like this channel and you like what I'm saying, I need you to share, like and share this video, because we're not in this alone. And as I mentioned, younger ladies are experiencing menopause, perimenopause, and then there's different phases of that, and I will go into that at another time. So thank you, and I need you to write a comment. Talk about it. Tell me something you want to know, what is on your mind, and from there in the description, I will lead you into a link that will be coming up, leading you into a link on, we'll do a Zoom meeting, a one-on-one, to further help you with this state. This is not a good state, and we want to make you well, make us well in the science of her. Thank you.